Okay, so I wanted to give a summary of my research of the data that I collected. So I'm gonna read a little bit here and then give some commentary. The results of the study indicate that ELs are prone to learn more when they are using their multiple modalities, such as kinesthetics, peers, multimedia use. In addition, based on the results, the following observations were made. ELs prefer multimedia, kinesthetics, and interpersonal strategies to help them learn English. This information was taken from anonymous surveys from students, Google surveys. The students were natural and organic in their responses. This demonstrated, that they were very honest with their responses. Using these senses they already had helped them navigate the curriculum and develop their social skills, which is very important for multilingual learners, especially if they're coming straight from another country and they're not sure about, their surroundings. All of this is highly dependent on the instruction provided to students within the context of the various modalities. Teachers must be able to be flexible enough so that if one modality is not effective for one or multiple students, they should be willing to change their instruction. They need to adapt to that particular student's needs in the classrooms. For example, increased levels of responses in the area of interpersonal intelligence appear to be associated with English learners or multilingual learners benefiting from working with their peers. It is very important. Multilingual learners really do benefit from talking to their peers if it's benefiting their learning process. Now, sometimes they come out of their shells and it can become a little bit of a distraction if they become so social that it's disruptive to the learning environment. So, and that's not okay. So you do kind of have to talk to them, let the peer and the multilingual learner, the student know, we have to stay focused on the assignment. ELs benefit from working with their peers because they feel more comfortable with them. In addition, there appear to be a trend for use of multimedia and interpersonal strategies that work best for ELs. Interactive multimedia and the use of technology is very helpful for ELs as they navigate it well. Videos, pictures, images, anything that they can get their hands on, anything that you can get their hands on, you can get your hands on to help them learn the material in a visual way is very helpful. The discrepancy in the responses is contributed by the fact that the English-speaking ELs completed the survey multiple times. Some did not respond. So I sent out the surveys to as many students as possible, mainly English learners, but some of them were fluent in English, so they didn't respond. And others did not address the questions. So sometimes you're going to have, and that's another big point, if you are doing research and you are trying to get information from multilingual learners, it is important to translate those surveys to make sure that they're readable. So you have English ones and ones that are translated in their native language. Many of the participants had a difficult time translating the English survey, so I did create a Spanish survey. When Spanish participants responded to that one, they had difficulty in understanding the questions. So their responses were not clear, and that's another thing too. It's the importance of translating the surveys or whatever else you're trying to get from your students into, the language that they are communicating in. And what I did was I did a Google Translate. I put the document in Google Translate. I had it translated, and then I would ask my friends, my Spanish-speaking friends or colleagues, to look at it and edit and adjust things so that it is readable for a multilingual learner student. The Spanish-speaking participants did not respond to some of the questions or did not understand them. It is clear from this research that instruction for ELs is a daunting but rewarding task. Students are able to thrive when provided an academic contextual situation where the instructional design meets their academic needs. These instructional methods could further be refined by also considering the contextual situations students have at home. So again, you want to create somewhat of the home environment that the multilingual learner has at home in your classroom. Make it welcoming, make it comfortable. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but maybe, put some posters up in Spanish or famous people that overcame multilingual struggles as they became famous. So like any actors or actresses or famous politicians or famous lawyers, those types of stories that you can put in your classroom help keep multilingual learners motivated and focused on what you're trying to accomplish with them in the classroom. So the opportunities that are given to them in school help them flourish and become better English speakers. So for example, one of the participants indicated that classroom activities help them develop their academic skills. They said English was not their first language and they never spoke English before they started kindergarten. They did not attend pre-K, so it was not really easy. But as far as their memory goes, they do remember that their teacher always tried to make time for them and explain things to them. They didn't speak the language of the student, but by the teacher helping the student understand what they're trying to communicate, they were able to pick things up. So the student did say that they were an introvert and barely had friends back then, but as they made more friends, they were able to pick up the language, learn how to be successful in school and also be successful in the classroom. So ultimately, the barriers that, any barriers that students have, you want to remove them. No distractions, pairing multilingual learners up with their peers, making sure that they have visuals, multimedia, put them in front of a Chromebook, give them the Chromebook as a tool so that they can look things up on their own when you're not able to, and those things will help them. And so again, if you're interested in more, please like and subscribe. I'm new at this, so please be patient with me, but I do enjoy doing this. So, and there will be lives, and I will be doing those things once more subscribers pick up. Thank you.